Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, also known as ETCG1 when I post videos on this channel. And here on this channel, well, if it's your birthday, I want to wish you a happy birthday. Yes, behind me I have a 2002 Honda Civic that came in today. And the topic of discussion would be, do no harm. It's interesting because in the course of my career, which is, I don't know, it's over 20 years now, I've seen a few cars come and go. And some cars broke because, say, a part failed. And some cars broke because, well, maybe the owners abused them and maybe did something nasty or wrong. But then there's another category, and that is it was worked on someplace else and they kind of screwed it up. That's the case with the Civic behind me. It came in with a, well, I can't really say, well, I can say it was a broken timing belt. This is what's left of it. This is literally about half as thick as it's supposed to be, and there's the offending area. There'll be another video about broken timing belts on Eric the Car Guy at some point, but the reason why all of this occurred was because that tensioner, if you can see like right in there, I'm trying to show you, if that was sitting flat, it's not sitting flat. It's actually sitting substantially over to the side, and you can sort of see right there, that large gap. That's the cause. So this tensioner was never properly installed. And these tensioners are different. They're a little tricky. And it looked like somebody might have tried to do it, tried to force it into position. In doing so, they overextended the spring. This spring should be about half this length, should be about there. And I also know they were in there because of the RTV on these gaskets, which I say all the time, don't do that. All right, so this engine came in this shape. And it was flat broke busted because of work that somebody else did. Now it could be a do-it-yourselfer that's with the best of intentions trying to do things, unfortunately only armed with ignorance. Then there's the quote-unquote professional that is out there that maybe is trying to make a buck. I've touched on this on bad mechanics, and this is why I have a hard time throwing other people under the bus, because there's any number of reasons why they may not do good work. My experience is there's not a lot out there that like intentionally do bad work. And if they do, they don't tend to hang around long. They tend to get weeded out. And maybe they travel around other places. Okay, I'll give you that. And there are people that are just unscrupulous D-bags. But then there's another group that is trying their best, but just isn't armed with the information or the skills to be doing what they're doing. And you end up perhaps with a situation like what I have here today with this car. I've also touched on this in another video called Don't Make My Life More Difficult, but there's been arguments back and forth between me and viewers about automotive education. Do you need an automotive education? This right here supports my argument that an automotive education is a good backstory. It's a good foundation. I have to agree that you could be as book smart as anybody. I mean, you can know the automotive books front to back, but until you get in a bay and you actually start working and wrenching and doing it for real, that's when the real education begins. We all agree on that. But what I'm saying is if you don't have the information about how to properly set these tensioners, you could damage somebody's engine permanently, cause a lot of expensive damage. I've seen quick lube places. There's another video I did about repairing oil drain plugs. And the entire reason is because many of the quick lube places I see, they're installing drain plugs with an impact gun. And this is, okay, done for efficiency because, let's face it, I'll just be flat out right now. There's no money in oil changes, period. I mean, I don't see how you make a profit there because for what you spend on materials and everything else, the only way to do it is to buy in massive bulk. So your franchise is dependent upon the buying power of the people whose name is on the door, let's say. So you hire people, well, just about anybody that says they can turn a wrench maybe, and they come in and they just go to town. In fact, we used to joke at the dealership, and I said this in the other video too, we used to joke at the dealership that the first thing to go bad on a brand new car is the drain plug. And this one here has one that's changed out also because they want to change all the drain plugs to their universal size. They don't want to switch sizes at all. So they come out with these universal drain plugs, or it's just something they want to add to the work order to increase profits. Oh, by the way, we changed your drain plug, it was bad. But I'm sort of getting away from the point of this video, which is, do no harm. And part of that is educate yourself. Like, I don't know everything, and I've been doing this, like I said, more than 20 years, and there's tons of stuff I do not know, and more stuff every day as more and more new stuff comes out. I'm not sitting there on the front lines at the dealership like I used to be, you know, not getting sent to school once a year to be, you know, familiarized with all the newest technology that's coming out. And that's the way this business is. But if you're going to continue to do it, if you're going to go out there and turn a wrench, educate yourself, and don't just rush through it, and show some care. Some pride in your work. I mean, it's as simple as that, just pride in your work, so that you don't send somebody down the road with a potentially dangerous situation like this. This girl is in college. She's got no money. She's taking care of a kid. You know, she can't afford to have an engine, you know, put in her car, and especially because of something ignorant like this. If this never would have happened, I wouldn't see this car today. It'd still be running. It'd still be driving someplace. That's what I wanted to talk about today. What are your experiences with people that are just flat out ignorant or just don't care? And have you found yourself in a situation like this? And if you have, I'm sorry. I apologize for the people in my profession that just don't give a crap. But there are plenty of people out there that really care about what they do, and they do quality work. I do my best, I strive for it, but according to some of you, I'm a complete and total hack. That's subjective, but when you got stuff like this coming back, I don't have stuff like this coming back. When you got stuff like this coming back, that's clear-cut evidence that something is amiss. Anyway, I'm throwing a discussion out back to you. There'll be a link in the description to a discussion about this over on my website too, if you care to carry on the conversation over there. Otherwise, if you have automotive questions, please listen to me here. Go to ericthecarguy.com. The answers are there. If you wish to connect with me socially, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, also Instagram. Close each of my videos. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.